Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Charles, a.k.a. Chucky, the big or generous tipper, spends $5 million on an OFM OnlyFans model. Why? Charles, a.k.a. Chucky, which by the time I upload this will be on the thumbnail, from a 1980s classic horror movie called Child's Play, spends $5 million on an OFM OnlyFans model. Why? That's the question. Why? Why does it perceive to be that this guy allegedly dropped the bag in 11 months, and some sources says in a year, and dropped $5 million on this, 20-year-old female? And you have to ask yourself, why? Why would a person spend $5 million on someone that he never ever has met or had the opportunity to meet? Only one or two reasons is what I can deduce and come to a conclusion, is either one, this woman isn't real and it's like a deep fake, and maybe it's a guy behind this woman or this alleged OFM model with deep fake and, taking money from these simps, like the guy Andrew Tate said he would have his females in front of the keyboard, in front of the camera, posing and doing all this stuff while he would have, guys typing, because he knew what guys would want to hear to play on the emotion of those guys that were, buying that content. Well, it could be the same thing with this, or Charles, the generous tipper, a.k.a. Chucky, is setting up something for a later date in time, all right? So he's going to get his investment on the back end. He's furnishing her. He's giving her this lavish lifestyle. He's pretty much tracking her, okay? Like a game. He's hunting her, all right? And there's more of these wealthy aristocrats, individuals that's wealthy and like the hunt of the game, okay? See these young, impressionable women, have a nice body, okay? He will furnish her with that type of money, all right? And later on, he's going to come and collect that, because as they say, there's nothing in this world for free. All right, there's no strings attached. Well, there's going to be strings attached on this scenario if this is the one that how it goes down, and not just her, but other OnlyFans models. Because I'm going to pull up an article, or not an article, but I'm going to look up a movie that was based on something similar to this. Okay, I believe it's called The Most Dangerous Game, where this island, they were hunting humans. Okay, and this guy swam to this island who he thought was isolated, and come to find out he was part of the most dangerous game. He was part of the hunt. And we know Esau Edom is a cunning hunter, man. He'll sit and wait. He'll lie in wait. Okay? So he'll furnish these women, in particular this woman, with $5 million over a year, all the while collecting data on her. Probably getting exclusive content, seeing where she lives at, giving her the money to go out and purchase a house, because she's not smart enough to know to use a studio to promote her content, so she can't be tracked in the background. You see, Charles, a.k.a. Chucky, the generous tipper, knows these women, especially at this age, don't think too far ahead. Charles, a.k.a. Chucky, didn't get to that point where he could, dish out $5 million in 1 year on one lady by, luck. No, he's a cunning hunter, okay? which would allow me to believe that it's probably a Edomite, a so-called well-to-do off, rich, uh, older so-called white man. Probably one of the owners of one of those franchise sports teams, whether it's the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, or whatever. Okay? And probably have inside detail on the whereabouts or how and when this society is getting ready to collapse. Okay? And that's when he's going to go collect his due. That's when he's going to go collect his prize. Miss Sophie Rain. That's his prize. Okay? When this society implodes on itself and collapse, he knows where she stays at. He knows where she frequent visit. Why? Because he have built a rapport through the advent of spending $5 million on her, which is like $5 to him. But he's going to come collect that debt. Okay? Because there's no such thing as no strings attached when you're talking about that type of money, man. He's gonna come make good on that due, man. On that debt. And she gonna have to pay it up. She has no protection. She's probably distancing herself from her parents, particularly her father. She probably doesn't have a boyfriend. She's independent. And that's gonna be the sentiment across the board for all you so-called independent women, you OFMs, OnlyFans models that's getting sponsored by these other guys, you see? And Charles, a.k.a. Chucky, he can't fly her out. One, because who knows if she's real, and two, that could be considered trafficking. So he's just going to wait till this system collapse, and he trust and believe is if it's scenario number 2, he knows everything about her. The money is the snare for him. He probably done wired her all type of stuff. She thinks she's one up on him. Cash out me this. You don't know what this guy has. This guy could be behind closed doors the owner of Cash App. Tracking and tracing every transaction he sent to your phone from his phone. Know your whereabouts, your locations. This is what these big hunters do, man. They play the part of the prey in the beginning, and then at the end, they show their predatorial skills, man. That's Esau Edom. He's a cunning hunter, man. And she doesn't know she's the game. Okay? She is the game that they're hunting. And not just him, but there's probably more Chuckies too, man. She's child's play. She don't understand the merits behind taking that bag, man. But she will, and others like her. So let's read a little bit about it. It says, OFM Sophie Rain claims top spender cash out over $4 million on NSFW content. Yo, that's the snare, man. Assuming this is a real woman. It says, on Thanksgiving, Sophie Rain revealed she made $43 million in her first year on OF. Now, the 20-year-old claims that her top spender sent more than $4.7 million over 11 months. Big thank you to my top spender for being there since the beginning, Rain tweeted alongside the screenshots of how much a subscriber named Charlie spent on her. Yeah, because Charlie, a.k.a. Chucky, is going to come to collect that debt, man. And I guess those are the, see, she's bragging. These are the transcripts or the receipts to show that she's not bluffing, okay? Trust and believe Chucky is coming for that you know what. And more than likely, he's in a higher up that oligarchy class to know that this society is getting ready to implode. All the while, this dumb klutz, this OFL Sophie Rain don't have a clue on what's going on, man. She's finna be part of that game, and we're gonna bring up that movie after this. It says last week, Rain took to X to share her total for 2024 which came out to be 43,477,695.01. Thankful for 1 year on her, Slakia. Thankful for 1 year on her, she wrote. So she made more than most NBA players, man. NFL players, and probably some hockey players. Okay, I can't say for sure baseball players because they usually get those big 10-year contracts for, hundreds of $1,000,000, man. So, there's nothing in this world for free, man. When you taking that type of money and you think that your content is value enough to have someone spend that type of money on you, that reflects on a song that a popular group by the name of Outkast put out back in the early 2000s called Roses. I know you like to think yo don't stink, but lean a little closer, see your roses really smell like boo, boo, boo. That's the mindset of these damn, independent thinking women, man. They actually think that their roses really smell. They don't think their roses really smell like boo, 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 okay? They think that they actually warrant their bodies to be valued at $5 million from one person over the span of a year. No, man. Charles, a.k.a. Chucky, knows something. And he's going to make do. He's going to come collect that what you owe him. All right? This ain't a simp. I thought about it. I did a video before. I said Charles the simp. No, I had to start thinking, man. If this guy's really if this is a real person, this is really, found out to be true, she's a real 20-year-old girl and not some guy posing as a 20-year-old girl, then Charlie, or whatever he said his name is, a.k.a. Chucky, is not a simp, man. He's a big game hunter, okay? And he's gonna collect that trophy when this society implodes on itself, all right? So let's go to that movie, The Dangerous Game, and let's see, because she's being hunted, and she doesn't even know. She's going from being the predator, because she's preying on what she thinks and believes is his good nature, till she's going to become the prey when he shows his true nature, like Chucky, how he befriended Andy and what? Tried to kill him so he could take that body. Charles is going to reveal his true nature, and that Chucky's going to come out. He's going to collect what you owe him for that $5 million, all right? He has everything he needs to know about you, so it's just waiting for this society to implode and collapse on itself. But let's go to that movie, The Most Dangerous Game. So check this out. This was a movie called The Most Dangerous Game, and it came out January 19th, 1924. It says The Most Dangerous Game, also published as The Hounds of Zeroth, is a short story by Richard Connell, first published in Collars on January 19th, 1924. 100 years ago to the day, or a little bit over 100 years. It says, with illustrations by Wilmot Emerton Heitland, the story features a big game hunter from New York City who falls from a yacht and swims to what seems to be an abandoned, isolated island in the Caribbean, where he is hunted by a Russian aristocrat. Right. You see, Sophie Rain, she's that big game hunter. She got a $43 million year last year. But she don't know she's swimming to that island, that Caribbean island, with what? She's being hunted by that what? That Russian aristocrat, Charlie, a.k.a. Chucky. It says the story is inspired by the big game hunting safaris in Africa and South America that were particularly fashionable among wealthy Americans in the 1920s. Right. And when you look at those pictures of those big games that those Edomites hunt in Africa, you see those lions, those water cape buffaloes, those are their trophies. Well, guess what? Miss Sophie Rain is going to be Charles, a.k.a. Chucky trophy. All right. Soon as his society collapses and implodes, trust me, he's going to get that trophy. All right. And it's nothing that she's going to be able to do about it. All right. It's all part of prophecy. All right. Let's go get a few precepts. All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 27. Getting straight to the point. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau, which is the progenitor of the Edomites, the so-called white people today, was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. Now the point is, Esau was a cunning hunter. Okay, he hunts, and we're going to look up that word cunning. It goes into skillful. He hunts skillfully. All right, he sets the prey. He sets the trap for the prey to come to it. And she's received that trap. She's already been caught in the trap. She's got the 5 million. He's got exclusive content to her. Okay? He's on another stratosphere from her regular subscribers. He's probably got the Platinum Plus deal. At 5 million a year, he has all the information he needs. He's been gathering it for that year. Okay? It says a man of the field. We might look up that word field too, but let's go to cunning. That is the Hebrew word.
Strong's H 3045. Yadah. Yadah.
Yadah. Now let's go to a couple of these meanings. It says A, to know, learn to know. Okay? Let's go to the one that jumped out. It says right here, verse 4, to know how, be skillful in. So he knows how to hunt. He's skillful in that department. All right. He knows how to set snares and traps. He knows a young woman thinks highly of herself, and the more you give her compliments, but not just compliments, but put money behind it, you stroke her ego. You get her to open up to herself. You say you don't want what every other guy wants, which is what? In her mind, just to hit it. No, I'll just pay money for you just to see you. Getting her to lower her guard. So what? Now he can get into her private, quarters, where she lives at, where she stays at. She already put in her information. She lives in Miami. She's a so-called, quote unquote virgin. Who knows is that to be true or not? But these are all things he's taking notes of, man. Okay? It says, where we at? To know how, be skillful in, to have knowledge, be wise. To hunt, you have to be very patient. That year that he spent that 5 million on her, he was gathering intel. So when this place falls and collapses, trust and believe, he's going to know exactly where to go to collect his prize. Okay? Now let's look at that other word I wanted to see, which was field. That's the Hebrew word.
Strong's H 7704. Sadeh. Sadeh.
Sadeh. Let's look. Field, land, cultivated field, of home of wild beasts, plain, land. So he's a hunting hunter, and it said what? Of the field. That means he's hunting these wild beasts. He looks at her, Sophie Rain, as a wild beast, as a trophy, like a elephant, which is big game, like a lion, like a water buffalo. These aristocrats, they look at you as game. You women that think you're so prestigious and you got it, and you actually think that your body warrants that type of money, guess what? It's coming with a string attached to it. And you're going to have to pay that price, okay? You messing with these aristocrats, these 1%ers, okay? They're gonna come get what's owed to them. And there's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it. You've already dropped your location. That's like when you got these dumbass 2/3 Jakes out here telling the ops to pull up on them and don't know they got going live and got landmarks in the background that the ops can figure out where they at, man. Well, she's already been prepared for it, man. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is coming. He done already got her location, got the drop on her, and it's just a matter of time when he pull up. He gonna come to collect what is rightfully his in his eyes, okay? So let's go back and read that again. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, skillful, a man of the field, right, plain, land, of wild beasts. He's skillful in that department, man. Sophie Rain is a trophy, a wild beast to him, okay? He's coming to collect that. Trust and believe. Let's go there and see it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. We're going to get to the point. Verse 11. Isaiah 13:11, it says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease. You see, a $43 million a year OFM OnlyFans model is proud, man. Okay? It says, I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Right. She's going to come to find out that that content that she thought she was boasting and bragging about on X was just the tip of the iceberg, man. Who knows how Chucky's going to play with her once he get a hold to her, man. Who knows what Chucky going to do to recoup that $5 million. Damn. Verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Right. That's why in them days, a man of the elect, a man of the Lord is going to be more precious than what? Fine gold, even the golden wedge of Ophir, because we're going to have a sound mind and we're going to know exactly what's going on. And on top of all of that, we're going to have Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, as that hedge, man. But these women, hey, they're going to be left out there on their own, man. And Chucky, Charles, and more like him is coming to get, in their eyes, what's rightfully theirs. Let's jump down to it. This is Isaiah 13 and verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Right, so Charles is going to run through the house, knocking shit down. Chucky going to find Sophie and others like her, and he going to take it, man. That's what the word ravish means. Let's go there. So let's look up two words. Let's look up spoil, because he's going what? It says, the children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled. Let's go to that word spoil.
Strong's H 8155. Shassas. And second entry, shoace.
So it says to plunder. Let's look up that word plunder. Steal goods, a place from a person, typically using force in a time of war or civil disorder. Jacob's trouble. Okay? Jacob's trouble. When this damn society collapsed, Sophie Rain ass is good as grass, and Chucky is coming to collect that. Trust and believe it. And plenty more like her. Okay? Plenty more like her. It says to plunder, spoil, to plunder. So, hey, he's coming to spoil her house, to plunder, to steal, to take everything during the time of civil war. And let's look at that word ravish, because it's a particular reason he's coming there. And we're going to go there, and it's ravish. Let's see that. It says, shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Sophie is going to get ravished. Let's look up that word ravish, okay? And she's just a face for every other individual woman that's like her, okay? She's just the poster child. Because trust and believe, there's more Chuckies behind the scene that, is waiting. Let's look up that word ravish.
Strong's H 7901. Shachav. Shachav.
Shahav. To lie down, to lie down, lie on, to lodge, to lie of sexual relations. So he's coming to take that by force, whether you want to give it up or not. And you may not be pleased when you see how he looks, okay? When you see how he looks, you may not be pleased. But guess what? He ain't going to give a damn. He going to tie your ass up or whatever. And that's why I got the thumbnail of how Chucky looks, man. Because when you see how Charles look, you may not be damn, but you ain't going to have you ain't going to have nobody to protect you. It says to lie of sexual relations, to lie down in death. And after he finished with you, guess what? More than likely, he going to off you off, man, because that's going to be his trophy. He may just take that and put it from your ear to ear and make that one motion and end you. To be laying with sexually. To be laying with sexually. To make to lie down. To make to lie down. He's going to make you lie down. He ain't asking you. You got his money. Them $5 million, that's him telling you his property at that point. He's going to make your ass lie down to be laid. At that point, see, right now, he's taking the role of people perceiving him to be a simp or whatever. He's playing the role of Charles. But once this society collapses, Chucky's going to come out. Okay? Trust and believe. All right? Let's see if we can get this in a different translation. It says their children, the NLT, their little children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked and their wives will be raped. Okay? You see? You OFM, OnlyFans models, you got something to think about. You top earners, you big spenders, you think you getting these generous tippers for just for the sake of it? No, these generous big tippers, aka Chuckies, is tipping your ass for a reason, man. All right? And they must know something. If they willing to spend this type of money in 1 year, 2023 to 2024, they must know something is coming in 2025, man. To get their shit together, man. They done build a rapport with you. They done befriended you. You thinking that they can't track you or trace you. Little do you know who you talking to. All right? And you going to get that knock at the door or however it's going to be set up, and you open that door. Hey, you seen the movie Purge. Okay? Shit, it's really going to be going down here in America, man. And throughout the whole earth, but really here in America. All right? You women, you gonna come to realize you need a man. You need protection. You don't want to obey your father. You want to go off and do your own thing. You want to be independent. That's what big hunters like Chucky likes, like Charles like. They like that rebellious, because that's right around the age, women start to get rebellious. Coming into their womanhood. So Chucky ready, man. Make no mistake about it. Chucky is ready. All right? See if there's any other translation. Their children will be smashed to pieces before their very eyes. Their houses will be looted and their wives raped. Right, you see, as a woman, you're supposed to be under the tutelage or the guidance of your father until he gives you over to a man, all right? But in this society, the woman can go out on her own and be independent and not listen to her father. Okay? And ride the cock carousel as much and often as she wants, man. And then try to settle down with a used up box. That's why I referenced that song by Outkast, Roses, man. All right? These women, they very proudful, man. And they don't have any idea or clue of what's getting ready to come. But they going to, man. So I think that's going to be it. You know, we're going to wrap it up with 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. 1 Peter 5 and 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, Charles, Chucky in this case, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Right? He done walked for about a year on her ass, furnishing her, giving her all this type of money, and now he's getting ready to collect on her, man. Like I said, assuming that that's a true story and that's not some type of deep fake or deep state or whatever behind it, posing just to, get money from, real simps out there. Like I said, that was scenario 1. Scenario 2, if it goes anywhere close to scenario 2, you can bet Sophie Rain, it ain't gonna be pleasant. She ain't gonna have a pleasant ending, all right? Unless she repent, okay? Unless she repent, man. Turn back, listen to her father, like in the first video I did. That's Exodus 20 and verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thy days shall be long. I can almost assure you her father don't want her doing anything like that, but what can he say? Okay, she's making that type of money. All right? She needs to repent. And then she's probably working 7 days a week. On top of that, she claims to have Christian values, but what? She's not she's not recognizing the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath, which you're supposed to rest on the 7th day. Get all your work done in 6 days. Let's say she was, a harlot, and that's the way she makes some money. She's supposed to, on the 7th day, she ain't supposed to do any type of work, man. Okay? And who knows what that content involves that she's, showing and doing, whether or not she's releasing any type of bodily fluids, which would make her unclean on the Sabbath. All right? So who knows, man? But unless she repent, that's going to be her fate, man. And many more like her. All right? So be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, the so-called white man, as a roaring lion, ironically, he's going to, as we read, collect her, and she's going to be his trophy, like those Edomites over there in South Africa hunt those lions and put pictures and hang their heads and mounds on the walls. Well, guess what? She's going to be probably put on a mount and hung up on the wall. It says, as a roaring lion, walketh about. That's why he took a year. He didn't run. He wanted to build that rapport with her for a year and drop $5 million on her. Okay? That's that generous tipper. Chucky's going to collect on that. It says, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And trust and believe, these Chuckies, they know who they going to take, man. Sophie Rain, it's going to be Charles. Who knows whoever else the big spenders is spending on. Because they said OF made $4.9 billion last year, while the NBA only made 4.6. So just think. OnlyFans made more, the OnlyFans industry made more than the NBA last year. The NBA, I think they said, made $4.6 billion last year in annual revenue, and OnlyFans made $4.9 billion last year in revenue, and that's with a B, like A-B, like the letter A, then the letter B, billion. All right? So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right? And with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.